We all know that marketing and BD are both essential for most Web3 startups. But a common question that founders ask me is, who should I hire first, a marketing person or a BD person? This ultimately comes down to the type of startup you're trying to build and what stage you're in. Anything that's community first, like an NFT project or a decentralized social protocol, in my opinion, should prioritize hiring a really great community marketer and community builder over hiring a BD person. Unless your business is really reliant on partnerships, usually you will get a lot more out of building that core following of 10,000 people that really love what you're doing versus, trying to set up a bunch of partnerships. Nobody wants to really partner with a project that doesn't really have any momentum, right? Now, the other kind of project where I would hire a great community marketer first is gaming. If you are a game studio, hiring somebody who can build that core following and get that interest from your first 1,000 fans is essential, especially if you're trying to build a game in Web3 where you really do need that support of the community behind you, right? So in Web3, a lot of great games are actually building the game along with their community, so they're really involving their community in the process, and that's quite refreshing, and it honestly makes a lot of gamers feel that they're a part of the process. A great example of this is Azra Games. Azra Games did a mint recently, The Hopeful. It went really well, and they were a great example of working with the community on their mint, really taking feedback. And shout out to Peyton from Wolfstyle, who actually was working with Azra and helped set up this whole mint. He did a killer job with that, right? And that was just such a great example of community-first marketing. One caveat here is that I said community marketer and builder, not a performance marketer. A performance marketer honestly would not really be a great fit for something like this, just because building communities is different than running paid ad campaigns at scale, right? One is more logical, the other is much more based on kind of building relationships and really understanding what people respond to in a community basis. I'd say a community marketer is what you need if you're trying to build a community. Don't hire a performance marketer for that. Now let's talk about when you should prioritize hiring a BD first. If you're building something that's B2B, right, where your customers are other projects or other protocols, you really want to focus on hiring a really great BD first before hiring marketing. So for example, if you're doing a B2B infrastructure solution, a great BD hire with an extensive network is probably one of the most important hires you can make early on, because that's going to provide you 10 times more ROI than just hiring the best marketer in the world in the early days. You really need to go find that rockstar BD who's been in the industry for a while and knows everybody. One thing I want to point out is that in the crypto world, everybody knows everybody. So you kind of want to hire somebody with an extensive network, and that's worth paying for. I feel like in Web 2, if you're doing a traditional software business, hiring somebody with a network helps, but I don't think it's anywhere as insular as crypto, where literally, you've hired somebody who's been in the industry for 4 or 5 years, they know everybody, and they can get you intros to pretty much every project. And that's why a BD with a great network is probably a much better hire than a similar BD who's really good, but doesn't have that network. If you hire that right BD, you will accelerate sales much faster. Now, to recap, if you are doing something that really has community as a core focus, such as building an NFT project, a game studio, decentralized social, focus on hiring a great community marketer that knows how to build community. On the other hand, if you are doing something that's more B2B focused, right? Like let's say you're doing roll-ups as a service. Let's say you're building a layer 2 where you want to build, basically have other projects build on your layer 2. You really do want to focus on hiring that great BD person to start those early conversations. Basically make sure you start getting some sales or get some partnerships going on earlier on. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you're looking for help with building out your marketing infrastructure and your marketing team, I've done this with quite a few companies such as Helica, Airstack. I've worked with Games for a Living, working with AI Arena, and more. And I'd love to help you out with essentially building out your marketing infrastructure, improving your marketing system. So there's a Calendly link in the description. Go click on that, and I'm happy to do a free strategy session where we can figure out a game plan to really start scaling your startup. I will see you in the next video.